Everybody, I'm Jennifer Marshall, Executive Director of This Is My Brave, and we're back with another behind the scenes episode of 2020 Stories from Home. We're here today with Colleen Duhart of our St. Louis, Missouri show, and we're going to talk about what it's been like this year as a very unique year during the pandemic. So Colleen, tell us a little bit about why you decided to audition for This Is My Brave.
Well, first of all, I'm super, super honored to be doing this, so thank you. I had heard about This Is My Brave from one of the local producers, Lauren. She's a good friend of mine, and she told me about this amazing organization. I am a singer-songwriter. I have, I don't want to say struggled, but I've dealt with depression and anxiety and ADHD pretty much my whole life, and until the past 8 or so years, I didn't really know how to channel that. So finding out that there was an organization that gives you a platform like for the creative arts and performing arts and stuff was just kind of like a dream. So as soon as I heard about it, I knew I needed to get involved, and I wanted to share music somehow. So it worked out.
And I understand that you have a song that was kind of older in your repertoire and you revived it for this particular show. Will you tell us a little bit about the piece?
I will. I wrote this song called The Bird several years ago. It's actually more of an upbeat song than it is emotional, but it still has a lot of emotions tied to it. I wrote it when I was kind of in a dark place, and I was wanting to write something more uplifting, and the chorus says, "You can shoot me down, you can clip my wings, just because I can't fly doesn't mean that I won't sing." Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of empowering, and how I felt at the time, just trying to get through a dark place, just kind of gave me a little bit of hope. So when I found out about This Is My Brave, for some reason that song was just kind of hovering, and I'm like, maybe that's the song that I should go with, and I did, and I think it's a good fit, and I'm really excited to share it.
Yeah, we love it, and it, like, our whole cast listens to it whenever she sings it, and we all just love it. And I mean, this can be said, I think, about every song that crosses the This Is My Brave stage, but people take from it different things. So it's your story of a piece of your anxiety or feeling like stuck at some point. But I know that our other cast members, I mean, they cried when you first played it, like, because
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, yes, like it resonated with them in different ways, which is what the cool thing about, doing music and poetry is.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
And Colleen, so tell us about what it first felt like to get that call to say, we want you in the show. What was it like?
That was so cool. I've never been involved in anything like this before. I really, I play out with my band, and, I'm constantly writing and singing for fun, but knowing that, and really that's kind of why I love songwriting so much, is I want to resonate with people. I want to, kind of touch their hearts and connect with people. So knowing that I can do it through this organization that is just doing such amazing stuff, it was just, I cried. So when I found out, I was like, this is so cool. I get to be involved in something like that. So it's an honor for sure.
Well, we're so glad to have you in the cast. And then when, you guys were getting ready to take the stage, you had, I don't know, maybe 2 months or so, and then you were going to be up there. What did it feel like when the pandemic hit? How did you take it?
I know, the pandemic's hard for everyone. And I think for me, finding out that we weren't going to be performing it live anymore was definitely a blow. I know that everybody was really disappointed. And I had to kind of step back from this, and knowing that I wouldn't be able to perform out with my band as often either, or at all. So that was that was big for me because that is singing and performing is my outlet. So I did kind of retreat a little bit, and I did end up doing a lot more writing, which is a good thing. But I was super, super sad that we weren't able to perform live. But I think it just shows what an awesome organization it is and how resilient everybody is, just to still be making the best of it and making something still happen that's still so meaningful. So it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that, I mean, it broke my heart every time I had to tell you guys a change of plans, everything. But I mean, how do you think This Is My Brave has, or not even This Is My Brave as an organization, but like our cast and being in tune with our cast members and in contact, like, has that had any effects on you and like your mental health during this time?
And Katie knows this just because I've gotten to know her and gotten close to her, but I definitely, when I'm in a dark place, I am just kind of like MIA. But the few calls that I did call into, and I continuing to see the communications and continuing to just kind of hear that everybody else is in the same boat, and knowing that I did have the option to call in, and like I said, the few calls that I did call in, it's like before you do something, you're like, I don't really want to talk to people right now. You know, you're just in that grumpy mood. But it's like the second I would call in, I just felt like this, okay, we're all on the same page. We're all bummed, but we're all going to get through this. And it was just really cool to still just keep in touch with everybody and, hear how everybody's doing and still feel that momentum about kind of what we're doing and why it's so special. So
it's so funny you say that, Colleen, because I feel like we all agree that there's like this, I don't know, there's got to be some term for it, like the pre-Zoom blahs or something. But then you get on the call, right? You get on the call, you give yourself that push to be like, I'm not in the mood. But then when you get on and you get to see everybody and hear from them in the virtual rehearsal space, it really does lift your mood. And so I would say for me, that's been one thing that I've been pushing myself to do more of, is reaching out, because we have to stay connected as human beings. Like, we have to, even though we can't physically be together, we have to make that effort. What about for you? Has there been anything in particular you've been doing during this quarantine time that's helped you, other than say pushing yourself to get on the Zoom rehearsals?
For me, a big thing that I have found is really helpful for me, just because I can be all over the place. It's kind of strange that I found this during a time when it's just like everything's up in the air, but finding some semblance of a routine for me has been huge. So I've been getting up every morning at the same time, even on days that, when I wasn't working, and been doing yoga every morning, being sure to, self-care and actually shower and put on clothes even on days that I don't have to. Just still pretending like things are normal, I guess. And honestly, it's weird, but I have more now that things are getting better, of course, but during quarantine, I almost had more of a routine than I did beforehand. So in some ways, I feel like it has been a blessing, because it was kind of a reset for me to just kind of get myself back and get in a good groove. And now I have specific times of the day that I carve out to write and work on my music and stuff too. So there is some good that comes with the bad. So that's good.
I agree. I think also the silver lining in having to switch to virtual is we're going to get to reach so many more people. Think of any friends and family that you have that wouldn't have been able to make it in person in St. Louis can now be there and see you perform. So
yay!
We are so grateful to you, Colleen, for being a part of the cast of St. Louis and for, being with us today to share your feelings on what this has been like. And we can't wait to see you on the virtual stage and then someday on the real stage when we get out there for This Is My Brave St. Louis.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.